What's good, people? Hope you're well. Big up. Happy weekend. Sun shining. Absolute scorcher. Do you know what? The last few days have been a scorcher. So make sure you look after yourself out there. Keep drinking water and put the old suntan lotion on. Because trust me, otherwise you'll end up with a hint of ginger like me and beetroot. Not that I'm that bad, actually, as it goes. Normally I'm a lot worse than this time of year. But big up to everyone that's here. Morning to everyone. Afternoon to everyone. Evening to everyone, wherever you're watching around the world. I hope you've got a great weekend planned. And there is a little bit of football to keep yourself company with Club World Cup. Has anybody watched it? I haven't really watched many games. I've tried to take a break from football, to be fair. Obviously, doing this, I don't get much of a break as it is. So when it comes to football, I try to switch off around this time of year. The Club World Cup is on. If people are watching it and enjoying it, then big up to you. I'm not really watching much of it. But, maybe if I were playing in it, then if Arsenal were, then we could have a bit more of a chat about what's been going on. But for me, it ain't really something that excites me. So big ups to everyone. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you are involved in the 12th Man community. If you would like to be a member, you can join and click the join button next to like and subscribe. Make sure we get the likes and subscribes up for sure. And make sure you scan the QR code. Make sure the Club World Cup is on. So make sure that you're playing Match Bingo. A lot of people are texting me saying they're playing Match Bingo and they're surprised how easy it is to win. So please make sure that you get involved. If you do fancy a little bit of kind of laugh or maybe try and win some money alongside the games, then Match Bingo is for you. Make sure you download it. Click the link in the description or just scan this QR code and download it, add £5 credited to your account, and you can start playing. It will start giving you bingo cards, and it automatically ticks it off, people. So all you need to do is watch the game and just relax. It will tick it off for you. I was one away from 150. That's the closest I've got. A lot of people have won 150. A couple of new Liverpool fans, a Newcastle fan and a Gooner have won some money. Let me know if you do. Please just drop me a line on here. Comment. My DMs are open on 12th Man on Twitter. So please drop me a line and let me know that you have won, and I'll give you a shout out. Big up to Kenny, who I said I'd shout out. Liverpool fan who's won twice apparently on Match Bingo. Liverpool fan. Big up to him. And make sure you're playing Match Bingo, people. All you've got to do is scan the QR code after this, or do it now and come back and watch me. Only takes 2 minutes to download. Put your details in, and all you've got to do is credit £5 and you can play. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's get it underway. Something that is underway is Arsenal's transfer market. The transfer window is something I've been frustrated about. And finally, we can say we've announced a signing, pretty much. Well, can we? Don't even know we can say that. But it sounds like Zubimendi's done. Now, I did see something quite funny from Paddy Power yesterday, which said that Arsenal's transfer market so far has been unbelievable. This summer, they've signed Zubimendi in January, Zubimendi in March, Zubimendi in April, and Zubimendi in June. And it did make me laugh because that is literally the only player that we are close to signing at the moment. It doesn't look like anybody else is being anything but a link, and a loose link at that, to Arsenal. So I don't think that Arsenal really are interested in getting anything across the line anytime soon. It seems we're going to be looking towards July before we start to see faces coming at the Emirates Stadium. And we're not the only club. I don't think there's many that have moved absolutely mad. Unfortunately, the two that have are the two that I think are going to be in a title race, which, of course, are Manchester City and Liverpool. We're going to talk about Zubimendi. We're going to talk a little bit about what other signings look like they're on the way to Arsenal, Kepa being one of them. There's also rumours about ins and outs at Arsenal. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to also look at our squad, because I think it's important to look at the squad depth and the actual players that we require to go on all four fronts. A lot of people have been speaking about who we need to bring in, a striker and a midfielder, and we're good to go. I think people are underestimating how much Arsenal have got to do still, because I don't think this is a case of bringing in 2 or 3. I think we might have to double or triple that amount if we want to be successful on all four fronts next season. And that means that we've got a hell of a lot of work to do. Now, Arteta said it's going to be a big summer. Josh Kroenke said he's ready to spend. Andrea Berta, people are saying, hasn't been brought in just to bring in Zubimendi and do nothing else. So what is going to happen? That's what we're going to discuss. I don't really understand what Arsenal are doing in this window. And you saw Troops and Judges with me yesterday or the day before talking about why they are worried about it. And I understand why. People are saying, calm down. These were the same people that said calm down in January. These were the same people that told me calm down when we signed Raheem Sterling on deadline day last summer. These were the same people that told me that we had a 7 or 8 out of 10 window when we signed Calafiori and Marino. I'm sorry, I can't hear these same people telling me to calm down when evidence suggests that we have a right to have some form of PTSD when it comes to Arsenal and transfers. We haven't had a good window for a very long time. Even Declan Rice's signing wasn't a phenomenal window. It was a great signing alone. But other than Timber, who else did we bring in that window that you thought, wow? Because David Raya was a good goalkeeper, but he came from Brentford. That wasn't a wow signing. And Kai Havertz, everybody raised their eyebrows at. So then you go back to the previous summer when we bought in Zinchenko and Jesus, who at the time we thought were good signings for top four, found ourselves in a title race. And you look back at that window now and think, Fabi Vieira, Zinchenko and Jesus, was that a phenomenal window? No. So then you have to go back to the previous and it goes like that. So for me, Arsenal need a marquee summer. It needs to be a summer that everybody looks back and goes, whew. And if I'm honest with you, there ain't many players that we have that I can actually say now would make me do that. There's only 2 or 3 in the market that would make me go, wow, Arsenal are serious. And we're running out of time. We're running out of players. Liverpool and Manchester City have signed players that would have made me excited. Reinders, I would have been excited. I definitely would have been excited by Florian Wirtz. I like Kerkez. I liked Marmouche, if I'm honest, back in January. These are players that we could have had. Lewis-Skelly I wanted in January. These are all players that I would have gone, oh, yeah, let's do it. Unfortunately for Arsenal, we're mucking around again. And unfortunately, we're going to get a scenario in the coming weeks where Arsenal are going to be mucking around a lot more because we don't know what striker we're getting. We don't know what left winger we're getting. We don't know what attacking midfielder we're getting, if any. We still don't know what's happening at the back in defence, who's staying, who's going. It looks like Zubimendi and Kepa are the 2 players that are coming in first. And that's a holding midfielder and a goalkeeper. We don't know what's going on with Partey. Looks like we need another player in midfield if he goes. There is a lot to do, but stay calm, restrained, calm, refrain from the head loss moments. Arsenal are doing bits. That's all we keep hearing. So there we go. I don't personally believe there's anybody I know that isn't a little bit worried now. Even if you were a little bit, okay, where's it? Now they're like, oh, okay, we got to get moving. There's nobody on the, I'm calm. Go and win the league. Easy. Get the 6 players in. Boom. Done. Enjoy your summer. I don't know many that are like that. There will be, because some people are deluded, but there are also some people that are just like, I'm just having summer. Leave me alone. I don't care for Arsenal right now. And that's also okay, because you do need a break. And me doing this, I don't get much of a break from it, because obviously it's my everyday now. However, there's some people that just need to have a break. Go and enjoy the Formula One. Go and enjoy the cricket. Go and enjoy, whatever other snooker, darts, tennis, whatever you're into. Go and enjoy that. But there is a certain section that are getting a little bit worried about what Arsenal are or are not doing. So let's go through it. I'm going to go through AFC stuff, and I'm going to go through the last few days because I haven't been on. Been busy the last couple of days, so I'm going to do a little bit of a roundup as to what we do know. And AFC stuff have put quite a lot out in the past couple of days. But Gary Jacob, he says that Arsenal are not panicking. And the reason we're not panicking in the transfer market is because their targets are on holiday until next month. Now, no club wants to pay wages for new players that are sitting on the beach. Arsenal are expected to accelerate deals around the turn of the month. So that means don't panic. Nothing's happening until July. To me, that's what it means. It means Arsenal ain't signing anyone until the 1st of July. So we might as well just relax for the next couple of weeks. What are we on now? I'm on my calendar here, 21st today. So we've got another 9 days until we have to do anything. Don't have to worry. Next 9 days, Arsenal aren't signing anyone, people. 9 days, nothing will happen. One of those. Just relax. All of our targets are on holiday. How are we supposed to sign them, you numpties? They're all on holiday. Liverpool and Manchester City, it's all false. They haven't signed anyone. They're all on holiday. It's holograms. Come on, man. Really? They're all on holiday. What's the point of paying wages for someone who's sitting on the beach? The point is to get them integrated and get them understanding and ready and planned. Get them prepped, get their fitness done, get their routine, get it in their head that they now play for Arsenal and this is what the team are going to be doing. So you're ready to hit the ground running when you're in pre-season. That's why you get the people in now. Oh, my God. Isn't it ridiculous? They're all on holiday. If they're on holiday, they can still prepare. If they're on holiday, they can still have an understanding of what to be reading up on, what to be watching, what to be looking into, what to be drilling into them, so they know they're an Arsenal player. The earlier, the better. Oh, he's no point starting him now. He's on holiday. He can't do any training with us. Right. Is that what Liverpool and City have said with Wirtz? Is that what they've both said with Kerkez and Frimpong? Is that what they've said with Reinders and Ait Nouri? Come on, people. Absolute crazy. Ryan Cherky, yeah, there's no point signing him because he's on holiday. Huh? No, they've got him in the door. Florian Wirtz has come in the door. They're on holiday, aren't they? Seriously, what a load of absolute waffle this is. On holiday. They're on holiday till next month. So why are we going to be paying wages for players to sit on the beach? Arsenal are expected to accelerate deals around the turn of the month. So the 1st of July, when we sign Zubimendi and when we bring in Kepa, that'll be when we get excited. And Josh will come out saying, here we go, it's happening. All the players, all the PR merchants will come out saying, Arsenal's busy summer starts here, but we've got to wait 9 days. Why? What for? What are we waiting 9 days for? Crazy. Run the likes up, people. There's 460 in here, and we haven't even got 100 likes. So if you've not hit the like button yet, what are you doing? Hit the like, hit subscribe. Let's do it. Okay, let me move to what Arteta wants. Gary Jacobs says that this is what Mikel Arteta would like at Arsenal this summer. He wants a left winger, a striker, one midfielder at least, a centre-back, and a reserve goalkeeper. And this is ideally before pre-season gets underway next month. Arsenal have a training camp in Spain before travelling to the Far East on July the 19th. So from the 1st of July to the 19th, we expect some players. So in 19 days, he wants all that. Rubbish. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Yeah? Ain't happening. He ain't getting all of them in before pre-season. Yeah? It takes 8 weeks to buy Marino and 12 weeks to buy Calafiori. It ain't going to happen. So he wants a left winger, a striker, at least one midfielder, let's say 2 because it looks like Partey's going, a centre-back and a reserve goalkeeper. So that's 6 players he wants to get in. Now, that's great because I feel like we need a minimum of 6. Maybe we even need 7 or 8, some have said. However, I do not feel like we're getting 6 players in 19 days. So they're not going to come in for pre-season, so I don't know what he's thinking there. If he wanted them in for pre-season, he needed to bring in 3 now at least by now and bring in the other 3 within the next 3 weeks. That's what he needed to do. It's crazy. John says, I want a 50-man squad. You muppet, John. What are you talking about? Just join Chelsea. No. Don't be a plonker all your life, John. We need 25 players. That's it. Not 50. Okay. So that's Gary Jacob talking rubbish. Left winger, yes. Forward, yes. Midfielder, I agree. Need 2. Centre-back, yes. Reserve goalkeeper, yes. But we still need an attacking midfielder on top of that, in my opinion. I actually think we need 3 midfielders the party goes. I feel we need a holding midfielder, a box-to-box midfielder, and a creative midfielder. That's what I think. So there's 3 straight away there in midfield. Striker is 4. Winger is 5. Centre-back 6. Backup goalkeeper 7. So, yeah, I think we need 7 players. That's what I think. Oh, my God, it's not FIFA. You're playing Football Manager again, Dan? Bore off. This is coming from Gary Jacob as well, who's talking about Andrea Berta and the work that he's got to do, which I think is quite clear. He's going to be, or he should be, very busy this summer. Apparently, Berta likes to negotiate for several players in the same position at the same time before deciding which move to activate. He sees it as the normal approach. In that sense, Berta contrasts with his predecessor, Edu, who preferred to focus on a single target. I've got no problem with him focusing on many targets. Got no problem with going for your plan A alongside your plan B and plan C, so you end up with one of them. But if you are going to go for 2 plan A's, for example, Gyökeres and Sesko, if that is their 2 plan A's, you need to make sure you're not going to piss one or the other one off. Because if I was looking now and saying, I want to go to Arsenal, and somebody came in and said, yeah, we're also negotiating for another player, I'd be like, well, you don't want me then. So sod off. See you later. I'm off skis. That's what I do. I'm going to go find somewhere else because you're not sure about me. I want you to want me and I need to want you. And I want Arsenal, but I'm not sure you want me. And that's what we've got to be careful with. So when we sell these projects, we've got to make sure that we're not saying to them, you know, yeah, we believe you can come in and be part of this squad. This striker needs to be the focal point. This striker needs to be you're coming in, you're starting, and your target is to hit 25 goals. That's what it needs to be. So, look, I trust in Berta more than I do Mikel Arteta. I trust in Berta more than I do Edu because he's got the tools to deliver. And he has got the CV that says I've done it before. The others did not. And let's be real. We ended up with Fabi Vieira. We ended up with Runnison. We ended up with Tavares, with Lokonga, with Pablo Mari, with Cedric. Nah. No more business like that. That's for sure. Gary Jacob also says it's become clear that Arsenal will not be signing long-term target Nico Williams, who's agreed a contract with Barcelona worth about 300k a week before tax. His wage demands were too high for Arsenal, even though the 51 release clause was manageable. So what we're saying here is that we 100% wanted him, but he didn't want us. And that's fine. Sometimes your targets don't want you, right? Sometimes people like Nico Williams or other players will say, I'm happy in Spain. I don't want to move to England. I'm happy to go and stay in Spain, but I want to go and play for Barcelona. That's what he said. I want Barcelona, not Arsenal. And we've just had to say fair play. Now, I think it's a lucky escape because I don't think the guy's electric. I don't think the guy's amazing like some people do. I think he's a good player. And I think he'd be an upgrade on what we've got. But I don't think he takes us to the next level. He's certainly got a ceiling that could be potentially very high. But if you're going to Barcelona to play with Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo and all of your mates from Spain, I understand why. So just move on. Forget about this guy. I've said it for weeks now. Forget about Nico Williams. He ain't coming to Arsenal. He is not the guy. And we need to find the guy. And I hope the guy is Rodrigo. Because I am not sure that Nico Williams is any upgrade on Martinelli or Trossard. Maybe a bit. Maybe he would be a bit. But I don't look at him and go, right, you're guaranteed to get 15 goals on the left-hand side. And that's the sort of player that we need, which is why I want Rodrigo, not Nico Williams. And the left wing market, guys, is really bad, by the way. Really bad. Really bad. Like, I'm sorry, it ain't unbelievable. Yeah, I wanted Lewis-Skelly and Rodrigo, and then the next after that, it goes down to Rafael Leao, Lookman, this guy, Nico Williams. These are guys that are just like, yeah, they're good. Lookman's probably one that I would take. But other than that, Leao, Williams, Mitoma, Semenyo, they're a level down from Rodrigo. Well, quite a big level down from Rodrigo. So, I don't know where we're at. To be fair, with the left wing scenario. We'll come on to that in a minute. But Nico Williams isn't happening. Bayern Munich are also interested from what we understand. But it looks now like Barcelona are going to get their guy. So that's where we're at. Big up to Max. Hope you're well, my bro. Make sure you're following Max. Absolute legend. Big up to you, bro. We'll have to catch up soon. And yeah, I'll drop you a line, bro. I hope you're all good, man. Hope you're all well. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you follow it and downloaded Match Bingo. QR code on your screen. Scan that. Get the app. Play tonight. Let me know if you win. That's the way it is. Flash Boy, legend. I've heard about you, bro. What's happening? Talk to me. Is Gyökeres coming? Apparently, you're the Swedish brother of Mug Boy Hooks, and you told him that he's coming. So come on, man. Talk to me. What's happening? Flash Boy. I loved it, man. You're going to be like the big ITK now that everyone knows and everyone goes to. I hope you're well, bro, bruv. Real talk. I hope you're well. I really do. So that's Nico Williams. That's Nico Williams. Now we come to the striker situation again. 1 minute. Next minute. 1 minute. Next minute. The tug of war with Sesko and Gyökeres. Let's talk about it, shall we? The latest apparently is that Andrea Berta has been in talks to agree deals for both Sesko and Gyökeres, but could revive Arteta's interest in Ollie Watkins. No bids have yet been made. Berta's brought Gyökeres to the table mainly because he scored nearly 100 goals over the past 2 seasons in Portugal. However, others at Arsenal feel that his valuation of about 80 million is too steep. Some of the Arsenal hierarchy want a younger striker with greater potential to grow, making Sesko more attractive at only 22. Wages are not an issue, but one internal view is that his 75 million price tag is too high, given he's unproven in the Premier League. This is why Watkins has again been considered. Arsenal must hope that Villa reduce their 60 million valuation from January. After failing to reach the Champions League, Villa will need to boost their own transfer coffers. What a load of absolute crap this is. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. Do not feed me this absolute crap, Gary Jacob, please. This is absolute waffle. Do you know why? Because if Arsenal don't have £80 million to put down on a striker, but they happily put down 80 on Marino and Calafiori, then the people in charge at Arsenal ain't got a Scooby what they're doing, mate. And if we end up with Ollie Watkins over these other two, my God. Mind you, is Watkins better than Sesko? Probably is. Premier League proven, at least. Don't bring me Ollie Watkins, man, and tell me that we're ready to win the league. Please. The guy can't even fire Villa into the Champions League. I like Ollie Watkins. He's a good player and he's a nice guy and he's an Arsenal fan and it's great for him and it's sentimental value. I don't want sentimental shit. I want somebody to tell me who we're buying in to win us the league. And it ain't Ollie Watkins, man. Let's break this rubbish down. Right? Berta. He's been in talks to agree Sesko and Gyökeres, and he could go back in for Watkins. No bids have been made yet. Okay, so we know our 3 targets. Next paragraph. Berta brought Gyökeres to the table. This is funny, mainly because what they like him, his strength. He makes good tea. Oh no, it's because he scored 100 goals over the past 2 years. You stupid man, Berta. What the hell are you bringing somebody like that to the table for? When he scored 100 goals in 2 years. Who knew? However, others at Arsenal, which is probably Tim Lewis, Richard Garlick, Josh Kroenke, all these men, believe that his valuation of 80 million is too steep. However, they didn't believe that the valuation of Havertz at 65 million pounds was too steep. And they didn't believe that putting him on 290,000 a week and 265 for Jesus was too steep. But they do believe that Gyökeres at 80 is too steep. So someone who scored nothing for Chelsea will put on a big shitload of money. Somebody who's the reject from Man City will put him on loads of good money. But somebody who's up and coming that's doing it now and ready to take us across the line, nah, too much money. Maybe if it was Rashford, we'll put him on it. I'm sick of this crap. This is just embarrassing if this is true. Some of the Arsenal hierarchy wants a younger striker. It's not the younger hierarchy, it's Arteta. He's the one who wants him, right? Somebody with the potential to grow. Sesko is more attractive because he's only 22. Who cares, man? He'll be ready in 3 years then. What about the guy who's ready now? Wages are not an issue. All good. But one internal view is that his price tag of 75 is too high. So what? There's a striker for 80 million. There's a striker for 75. What are we wanting to do? Get one in for 35. Why don't we just go and get Mateta from Palace? Why don't we go and get Jonathan David? He's free. He ain't signed for anyone yet, is he? He'd be very, very cheap. What is it with this? Do you know what? Someone said about the PSR thing, by the way. Apparently that is all only to do with the last month. In July, it starts again, from what my mate was telling me. So the PSR thing means that Arsenal have got 100 million to spend until 1st of July. Then it starts again, the FFP thing, right? So you can spend that 105 million, or you have to make 105 million across 3 years. What the hell it is, rubbish. That starts again. So with Arsenal's revenue in terms of getting to Champions League and what we do, money-wise, honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Right. Then it says this is why Watkins is again being considered. Arsenal must hope that Villa reduce their 60 million valuation. After failing to reach the Champions League, Villa will need to boost their own. I've got nothing wrong with Ollie Watkins coming in alongside Gyökeres. No problem with that. But we ain't getting Watkins for 50 million. Villa, if they need to sell him, will say we want 70 or 80. That's what they'll say. That's all they'll say. No problem going to Villa and getting Morgan Rogers or Watkins. No problem with that if they need to sell. Rogers can come in. Watkins can come in. But neither of them are definitely guaranteed to start in this Arsenal side. So we need somebody on top of Watkins that's going to be the absolute main top dog. So Havertz and Watkins become back up to Gyökeres. That would be fine by me. Fine. Crazy. Big up to Richard. Richard, he's gifted 5 memberships. You absolute legend. Thank you so much, man. You're a top man. Really appreciate that. And big up to everyone. If you want to be a member, like Richard and some of the others now in the chat, and big up to all of you. If you hit like, hit subscribe, click join, you can join and pay a minimal fee a month to support the content. So I do appreciate you all. But make sure you hit like and subscribe, people. At the moment, we've only got 145 likes and there's 972 watching. So please make sure that you've hit the like and subscribe button. 2 buttons. Come on. You guys are moving mad. 970 in here. I'm not even 200 likes. Crikey, let's get out to 500. Come on. If you haven't hit the like button, just hit it. Simple. It's free. It's a free button. So subscribe. Both of them are free. Come on. So look, that's where we're at with the striker situation. I have no idea who we're getting. It doesn't look like we're any closer to getting Gyökeres. Doesn't look like we're any closer to getting Sesko. It doesn't look like we're any closer to getting any form of striker. They're still wondering what's going on. Big up, Dan. Love your channel. Thank you so much, bro. Really, really appreciate it. I really do. Into the box says, big up, Potts. Where's Christian's mate who saw Berta? That's what I want to know. He spudded him and said, you got it. Gyökeres, you got it. Come on, man. I need to see him announced. That's the one we all want, isn't it? Now, this is really important news, this. I saw this yesterday. I'm so pleased to hear this. I'm sure you're all going to be buzzing about this. Tomiyasu here is in attendance at his Japanese teammate's wedding. That means he's made more appearances at weddings this season than he has football games for us. Why? How is this news? How is this even news? Who cares? Tomiyasu went to a wedding. Whee! At least someone's found him. The world champion hide-and-seek champion has been found. Who cares that he's gone to a wedding? I want him to play football. I actually rate him. I actually think he's a good defender. I think he's got a lot of attributes that we need in terms of his physical presence, his size, his aerial ability, his comfortableness on the ball, going forward, his versatility. I think he's a very good defender, but he's never fit. But guess what? He's gone to a wedding and someone's found him. So let's put it on the news page because it's so extreme. No one can quite believe that they believe that he's been found. So now we're going to stick him on the... Honestly, man. Over 1,000 people in here, not even 200 likes. You guys are moving like Arsenal in the transfer market. Like and subscribe, people. Come on, man. It's free. Tomiyasu's been found. If you don't want to hit like for that, then I don't know what you want to do. Tomiyasu has gone to a wedding, people. He has been found. He is not a hologram. He is not a cardboard cutout. He actually does exist. And I'm glad that he's okay to go to a wedding. This guy, by the way, you know he's actually injured until December 2025. We're not expected to see this guy until January 2026. The guy's played 6 minutes for Arsenal this season, just gone. And he's now got until January 26 to get in. I mean, let's be real. This is a waste of money. 100 grand a week this guy's on, by the way. Absolute madness. Big up to Tomiyasu. I'm so happy. It made my day when I heard that he managed to get to this wedding. So, yeah, well done. Unbelievable. Kolasinac is 32. On this day, we signed Bergkamp. Love this goal. Absolute legend. And then we move to Harto, who's a player I like, actually. I don't know if this means Kivior's going, but I think this would be a very good signing for Arsenal. Now, I don't actually care if we get him or not, because actually, if Kivior stays, it's cool. But it does look like he probably will be going, because I think he wants first-team football, Kivior. Now, I know that Harto's idol and best friend, or one of his friends, is Timber. And he came out and said that how Timber was so good for him in his Ajax days. So I hope that if this is true, we get him through the door, because it looks like he wants to come to Arsenal. There's a few sources saying that Arsenal have initiated official discussions with Ajax and have held positive talks with Harto's representatives. A 6-year contract proposal's on the table. The player's carefully evaluating Arsenal's long-term project. Now, I don't know what position he sees himself taking over, because he ain't going to be playing at right back. He ain't going to be playing at left centre-back ahead of Gabriel, and he ain't going to get ahead of Saliba. Now, he definitely does just play on the left-hand side from what I can work out, and he can play left-back. So maybe he sees himself as a left-back for Arsenal, and we have Timber and Harto, who are very similar in terms of their attributes as our fullbacks. And then obviously in the middle, you've got Gabriel and Saliba, with Calafiori and Lewis-Skelly still there. And they've just mentioned Tomiyasu, bless him, and Ben White also. So maybe that's what he's thinking of doing, with Kivior potentially leaving to go Serie A. Even though it does sound like Kivior at the moment is staying, I think there's going to be rumours that come out in the coming weeks that suggest that he might want first-team football back in Italy. There are teams apparently that are after him. AC Milan, I believe, were one. Inter Milan, I believe, were another. So, yeah, I do think there's definitely a opportunity for Kivior to go and find first-team football still. I just don't know. I wouldn't sell him, but I don't know why we'd be linked with Harto this heavily if he was staying. Now, it could be that Kivior and Gabriel are left-sided centre-backs and Harto's coming in as a left-back. And then, obviously, we've got the right-hand-sided left-backs, right-hand-sided defenders. But defenders don't really excite me, but I will agree that if Kivior goes, we need one. And there's still a right-sided issue, because Ben White or Timber or Tomiyasu have to shift over to right-sided centre-back if Saliba gets injured. And that's not really natural for them. They're all right-backs trying to play centre-back. So, I don't know. That ain't for me, really. But, yeah, Harto's being linked, not just with this source as well, caught offside. There's other links to suggest that he is wanted. So that will be interesting. I'm sure there was one up here. Let me come up to it. Where is it? Here we go. This was just 23 hours ago. Glongary, I don't know who this is. Let's click on them. How reliable are those? 120,000. It's is that Italian? Is that Italian? I don't know who that is. Yeah, Gianluigi must be. Apparently, Arsenal have held fresh talks with Harto's reps. Arsenal wants to speed up the process to beat Chelsea to the signing. Now, I heard that Chelsea were interested in this guy. Now, I don't know if Chelsea are looking at him on the left-hand side because they've got Colwell and Cucurella. And I think Harto's looking at where he's going to play football more. Is he going to play at Chelsea? Is he going to play at Arsenal? Now, people would naturally believe that he's going to get more game time at Chelsea. But if there's plans to bring him in at left-back and moves Lewis-Skelly into midfield, then perhaps there's a chance that he could come and be our left-back at Arsenal. I don't know. Calafiori's still there. Lewis-Skelly's been unbelievable. Chelsea, they're not going to move him in instead of Cucurella. They're not going to put him in ahead of Levi Colwell, I don't think, because he's been highly rated at Chelsea, which means the right-hand side, where they're linked with Guehi and Diamande, who I believe of late is going to Palace, which I'm quite stunned by. Maybe Chelsea will get Guehi or Newcastle will get Guehi. Liverpool will link with Guehi as well. Arsenal will link with Guehi. He's a very, very good centre-half. It's the right-hand side that I think is an issue. And this is the thing with Chelsea and Arsenal. We've actually got similar positions. We need a keeper. They need a keeper. We need a centre-back. They need a centre-back. We need a defensive midfielder and a creative midfielder. They're looking at Morgan Rogers. We're looking at Morgan Rogers. They're looking at Rodrigo. We're looking at Rodrigo. They were linked with Gyökeres. So Chelsea have got very similar positions they need to fill to Arsenal. So it'll be interesting to see who gets what. Over 1,000 people in here, 239 likes. Let's get that up to 500 likes, people. Come on. It's not even halfway. So let's make sure we do that. Hit like and subscribe. Not even 50% of you yet hitting the like button. So hit like and subscribe. It means so much, guys. Come on. So that's Harto. As you saw as I went down, yes, Arsenal look to have completed Zubimendi. The formalities of this transfer to the club are done. David Ornstein has suggested that he is our player. Now, this guy has been linked with Arsenal since January. The winter transfer window was open and we were linked with Zubimendi ahead of strikers until the last couple of days when Ollie Watkins became available, or available in inverted commas. We need to just get this guy in and move on. I'm bored of Zubimendi talk now. I'm bored of it. I'm seriously bored of Zubimendi talk. Like, he's coming in. He's going to be a good player. He's got great passing ability, can pass between the lines, can set the tempo of the midfield, give us balance and that profile midfield that has that kind of deep line playmaker. Not like a playmaker as in a Kevin De Bruyne, but like a Xabi Alonso at Liverpool. This is who he sets his mould on. And I suppose he's like Jorginho when he was in his age. I liked Jorginho, to be fair. He came in and did a job. He wasn't going to ever set the world alight for us because of his age. But Zubimendi is that kind of ilk. His passing is class. The balance and tempo of the midfield is set by him. I think he could be a very good player for us. But I still stand by it. He ain't better than Partey. He isn't a better six all round. He hasn't got the physical attributes. He doesn't have the presence. He doesn't have the casual ability, I don't think. I think that's very underrated, how casual Thomas Partey is. His interceptions, I think, are better. His tackling is better from what I can see. This guy looks probably better on the ball and has that little bit of go to that next level on the ball. But Thomas Partey as an all-round six has been, I think, for the last 3 years, one of the best holding midfielders in the Premier League, alongside Rodri, Casemiro when he was at Manchester United for the first season and looked good. That was where I was looking at him thinking, yeah, this guy's quality. Now, obviously, there's more centre-backs, centre midfielders that are coming to the mix, like Adam Wharton and Belabor at Brighton, and there's probably more that I've forgotten about. Ryan Gramovich being one of them, Lavia being another, Caicedo being another. But got to be honest, Thomas Partey in the last 3 years has been immense. And I want to see him still at Arsenal. But it looks like he's going, which I think is a madness. Absolute madness for me. We have been linked, apparently, according to Graham Bailey, with Zaire Emery. 19, very highly rated, very good, technically gifted midfielder at PSG that can't get into that unbelievable trio in midfield. I must say, that trio in midfield is unbelievable. I've got to be honest, that trio in midfield. Vitinha, one of the best alongside Pedri in the world. Fabian Ruiz, incredibly underrated holding midfielder. And you've got João Neves, who hasn't been spoken about enough, if I'm honest. But he has been phenomenal. which means that Zaire Emery cannot get in. We've made an inquiry, apparently, regarding the availability of him. At this point, it's understood PSG have no interest in allowing the player to leave, but this could be one to watch, not just for Arsenal, but there's a lot of players that are interested in Emery, and he's been very, very highly rated at just 19. It's going to be finding it very hard to get any minutes at PSG. So could he come into the midfield, and not just Arsenal, anywhere in the Premier League, and light it up? Somebody may put in a rumor that this was Emery's kid, by the way. Somebody was like, this is Unai Emery's son. I was like, what? And then it turns out he's French. I read it like 30 seconds later, realised it was a load of waffle. Anyway, what do we think about this signing? Would this be someone that we go with? Would this be someone that you would like? Let me know in the chat, yes or no. What do we think? Warren Zaire-Emery, what do we think? Yes or no? He's good. Someone said. Someone's laughing at the Emery link. Yes, Ryan says. Thinks he'd be good. Christian says big talent. Don't know if he's actually available. Hard to believe. Yes, but it ain't happening. Yes, I'd take him. He's good, but not as good as PSG's others. I agree with that. Very good player. Don't see it happening. Great player. We ain't signing him. No, not seen him. Yes, he's a wonder kid. Yes, definitely. Yes, we don't need him. Yes, I'd take Zaire Emery. Yes, definitely. There's quite a lot of people saying yes to this. Fathered him at PSG. Yeah, they definitely did that. Never seen him play. That's fair. Yeah, rather Skelly in midfield, some people are saying. Okay, interesting link. That's Zaire Emery. Then there's the Bergkamp rumours. And then there's this from africafoot.com. He says, Arsenal are currently the club that's closest to signing El Khanous, 21 years old. We've already agreed personal terms with the player's agent. Arsenal must now reach an agreement with Leicester on a fee. Now, this would be a very interesting signing. Not one that excites me, but one that has a kind of potential again. And I know that we were linked with potential before with Naipan, who's gone to Manchester City. I was okay with him coming in alongside the others. But this would not be one that I think that we go, right, we don't need to go and buy a creative midfielder now. I don't know that he's ready to come into the Arsenal team and go, wow. He's very highly rated. Leicester liked him. He was one of their best players. But let's be real, that wasn't hard. I don't know if there's any truth in this. I don't think the source is reliable enough. I think it's fine to be looked at players like this. You want to be looking at the ones that are lighting up the Premier League around you. But do you think that he had a season at Leicester like James Maddison did? Did he have a season like Eze at Palace? Did he have a season like Morgan Rogers at Villa? Did he have a season that you would remember? No. So I'm not sure why we're linked with him. I need somebody coming into this team that's going to actually compete with Odegaard, and he's not going to. He's no different to Ethan Nwaneri or Max Dowman for me. I wouldn't be looking at him, bringing him in, going, yeah, right, Ethan, Max, you hold bench for a few seasons. We've got El Khanous in now. I'd rather be bringing in somebody like Kudus or somebody like Eze or somebody like Rogers than I would El Khanous. But again, because he's cheap, I suppose we're going to be linked with him. Good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's rubbish. I don't think he's rubbish. I think he's a good player. But is he going to be the one that you look at and go, right, he's ready? Is he more ready than Fabi Vieira? Yeah, probably. But is he a massive upgrade on Fabi Vieira? I don't know if he is. I mean, I think Vieira's rubbish, by the way, which proves how much I rate El Khanous. I think he's a good player, not a great player. There's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Better than him. You moan too much, bro. Okay, see you then. Take care. What are you doing here? Bye. Coming on here for moaning you are. Turn it off then. I don't watch Coronation Street because I think it's crap. I don't moan about it. I just don't watch it. Laters, pal. What's a muppet? Anyway. Look, El Khanous would be fine as a squad player. But let's be real. I don't personally believe that he's going to take Arsenal to the next level. I really don't. So, let's see. Vieira's good in the system he's playing. Apparently, he's been all right at Porto, but that's because the league suits him. Fabi Vieira is not suited to the Premier League. He's too weak and lightweight. And there's a difference between both, by the way. Yeah, because Messi was lightweight, but he weren't weak. Mahrez was pretty lightweight. Saka's pretty lightweight, but none of them are weak. They don't get flicked over like Fabi Vieira does. Crazy. So, that's where I'm at. So, El Khanous links, 21 years old, highly rated. I did see today, Blue Tinted Glasses, big up, one of the best Leicester channels out there. Big up to Locks and the guys over there. They said it's rubbish, it's crap reports, it's fake news. He's not agreed to come to Arsenal, and that is not something they believe in. And they have better sources than I do for Leicester content. So I don't believe this is going to happen. And let's just be real. What is africafoot.com? Yeah, it's nothing. Look at it. Yeah, I just don't see that happening. I just don't believe that one at all. We mentioned Harto. Who remembers this throwback? Bergkamp, goal of the month, first, second, and third. This hat-trick against Leicester. Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. Brilliant. Anthony Gordon. Let's talk on him. Because he's being linked not just with Arsenal, but also with Liverpool. Apparently, Liverpool is Anthony Gordon's preferred option. He's on the list of other clubs. We know Chelsea and Arsenal both want the left-hand side upgrading. He's a player they like. To get Gordon out of Newcastle, I think it's highly, highly unlikely. The Newcastle need to do a sale. Some clubs in football think they do. They think Newcastle will have to do something, but Newcastle say they don't. Let's see how that progresses. Newcastle don't have to sell. The PSR stuff is saying Newcastle are fine now. They haven't spent for 4 windows. So they don't need to sell Gordon or Isak or Bruno or Tonali or any of those guys. In fact, I think Newcastle will do a bit of a madness in the coming weeks. They're going to go and get a goalkeeper. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Trafford, or I don't know if it's going to be, someone upgraded on that. They need to get someone better than Trafford, in my opinion. They're going to go and get a centre-half. I think it could be Gehi. They're going to go and get a midfielder of some kind. They're definitely going to go and get a right winger. I know Elanga was being mentioned, but I think they need someone better. And then up top, I think they're looking at getting João Pedro. They're also looking at Kudus. They were looking at someone else the other day as well that also Chelsea were linked with. So they're looking at doing business. So that's the way it is. Do Arsenal need Anthony Gordon? He wouldn't be one of my first choices. Lee Judges likes him. I think he's okay. Actually, that's harsh. He's better than okay. But is he going to be the one that you look at and go, right, that's 15 goals? I don't think so. I don't think he is that. For that price, they're going to want like 80 million? No. I would not be. I'd be selling him if I was Newcastle, if someone come in with that money. If Liverpool offered 80 to 85 million, I'd say, see ya. No way would I be keeping him for that when they got Harvey Barnes, who I actually think is as good. Like, I don't know. I don't think that is a good signing, personally. The left-hand side is an interesting one at Arsenal. It really is. Because I just do not know who we're getting. We want Rodrigo. If he says no, who the hell are we getting? Like, who are we getting? Obviously, Jorginho last night beat Chelsea, I believe. Flamengo, that's good for him. Big up to him. And then there's the Fabi Vieira signing from 2 years ago, which is being repeated. Why? Don't know why that is being repeated, but, is what it is. Okay, let's do this super chat from Liam. He says, I'm a Coventry fan. Gyökeres was a beast in the Championship. He could have made that move to the Prem after we lost the playoff final easy. Big up, Dan. Liam, big up to you, man. I said this. I watched you that season because of this guy. That is the only reason. I kept hearing Gyökeres has scored again. Gyökeres has scored again. At the time, I was calling him Guy Caress or someone like that, right? So I didn't know anything about him. I thought, he could be good for the Prem. Then Wolves were linked with him. And then he went to Sporting Lisbon and he tore it up for the last 2 years. And I'm like, get him in. And I like the fact he was at Brighton at Coventry, so he's got a bit of England experience. For me, I think he'd be phenomenal for us. Let us know, Liam, what you think if Arsenal signed him. Do you think we could win the league with him? Do you think Gyökeres is the guy that we need to win us the league? As a Coventry fan, I know you don't really care. But for Arsenal, if he was to come to us, do you think that would be a good signing? Let me know. Because obviously you've seen him more than anyone as a Coventry fan. Big up to you, man. And I hope that you do well next season. I know it didn't work out for you this time. But under Frank, it looks like it's going to actually be a little bit better for you. So good luck to Coventry, man, because they're a big club and I want to see him in the Premier League again one day. Big up to you. Hit the likes, people. We haven't got anywhere near enough likes. We've not even, oh my God, man. 300 likes is all we've got. Got 1.1k in here. Come on, peeps. Let's hear 500 at least. Come on, man. Like and subscribe. Come on. He carried us in the Championship. He did. And I know you're laughing at that, but I actually don't think that's anything to laugh at because for me, I actually do believe that's a very competitive league now. If you look at some of the players that have come through the ranks at the Championship, you look at Ollie Watkins, you look at Eze, you look at Elise, you look at the likes of Mitrovic who come into the site into the season, even Chris Wood now. You look at Gyökeres. These are players that are coming, man. Him and Gustavo Harmy, yeah, I remember him. I think he's at Sheffield United now, isn't he, or somewhere like that. But he is a very good player as well. I thought you were doing it. I really did that season. And then obviously Luton beat you to it. Jay, big up to you, my bro. Says, come on, people, hit the like button. Yeah, man, come on. Ryan says it as well. Hit the like button, chat. Let's do it. Big up to you. Okay. Let's look at the left-hand side, because obviously if it ain't going to be Anthony Gordon, who I don't really want, this is the guy that I want, right? This is the guy that I want. And a lot of people want him. There's not really anybody that doesn't want Rodrigo. There's not really any people that in my kind of ilk of football, people I speak to, that doesn't rate him. Apparently, Arsenal maintains strong interest in Real Madrid's Rodrigo. Apparently, we've held talks on the player side, and Real Madrid set a 90 million price tag. Rodrigo's talks with Alonso will decide his future. Now, I don't think it takes this long to talk to Alonso about your future. So I think he knows now. I think he knows if he wants him or not. I think he knows if he's available or not. I haven't watched Real Madrid in the Club World Cup to know whether he's playing on the right or the left, but we all know that he wants to play on the left-hand side. And he knows that he'll start for Arsenal on the left. I think that we could tempt him. What I will say is Manchester City want a left winger. Liverpool apparently want a left winger. I know they're saying it's Gordon, but they want a left winger. Chelsea want a left winger. And Arsenal want a left winger. We need to move quick if we're getting this guy in. Like, let's be real. People are saying, oh, I'm not sure about him, not sure. Get him in. The guy plays on the right for Real Madrid. He's unbelievable. On the left, he's even better. He wants to play on the left. He would start on the left for us and he'd cover for Saka. 90 million. Do it. Do it. That's nothing for a 24-year-old Brazilian international who's won everything at Real Madrid. Do it. He's a marquee signing that takes us to the next level. Do it. The guy's a really good player. I don't understand why people have doubts in him. Oh, his stats aren't great, I hear. His stats are better than what we've had. And it's not just about goals and assists, by the way, because a lot of people say, oh, he's not been that great. He's only got 6 goals, 5 assists. He only got 10 the season before that. The guy is a very good player. 5 goals, 2 assists in 12 matches in the Champions League. 11 goals and assists in his 30 in the match, which means that every other 3 games he scores or assists. That's what you want from your winger, right? If you can be getting 10 to 15 goals and assists either side, Saka on his day can hit 30-odd, right? Ødegaard can hit 20-odd on his day. If you get Rodrigo to do the same, you've got the season we had in 22-23, plus a striker that we're bringing in that we want to be getting 25 goals. That's how you win the league. So we've got to get these players in. Go and get that goal scorer. Go and get Rodrigo. You got Rodrigo surrounded by Ødegaard, Saka, and potentially Gyökeres. Arsenal are going to be scoring, man. Has to be done. Real Madrid might have to look at selling Rodrigo this summer, according to Gary Jacob, because the player wants to play on the left wing. The Gunners are believed to be the front runners for his signature, and Madrid would want to sanction a deal around £80 million. Yeah, they're talking about 90 million euros, which is around about £79 million. This is an absolute steal for him. Absolute steal for Rodrigo. We paid 65 M's for Havertz. 10 million more and you get Rodrigo. Really? Do it, man. Do it. Come on, man. Alex says, Potsy, you're a real one. Appreciate that, man. Do you do any members-only content? I don't. I just do literally, if you want to be a member, you pay a very minimal fee monthly. I don't really do any of the member stuff because I did think about that and I got quite a lot of backlash from it saying, oh, we want to watch it all. We want to watch it all. And I thought, do you know what then? If you want to watch me, you don't have to pay to watch me. So that's why I only do a very minimal fee. Some people put memberships up to like £7 or £8 a month and do specific membership stuff. I don't want to do that. You know, times are hard for people. So I'd rather give free content to you all. So that's why. But big up to you, Alex. And thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. So that's Rodrigo. We want him. Everyone wants him. I want him. Most Gooners want him. Are we going to get him? I don't know is the answer. I don't know. But someone that we are linked with, which made me feel a little bit icky and a little bit sicky, was Noni Madueke. I don't want him. I don't want this guy, man. Why are we always linked with Chelsea sloppy seconds? I do not want any Maduekes. This is going to be absolute crud, I'm sure. Please, I do not want this guy. He is not good enough. He is a Chelsea squad player and he is poor. He didn't even get was it 8 goals? Let's see what Madueke's numbers were this season. I don't rate this guy, man. Don obviously must be gutted if he comes to Arsenal because he loves him. At Chelsea, 7 goals, 3 assists. Not shockingly bad. Not a scrub. Not like, wow, disgraceful. But nah. I don't want Madueke. But him backing up Saka, and he's going to be a lot of money as well. I don't want him. I do not want this guy. Like, I don't want him. Madueke is a good, average squad player. He doesn't take us to the next level. So, Rodrigo, if we want to get one on the right, go get Kudus. If you want to go get one on the left, go get Rodrigo. If you want to get both, fine by me, but they are going to cost you an unbelievable amount of money. If you've got 150 million euros, go get both. Yeah? On top of the 100 million euros you got for a striker. If we've got 250 euros, go do it. But I don't want any more Chelsea players. We've got Kepa, that's bad enough. I don't want Madueke. I don't want Jackson. I don't want bloody Disasi. I don't want bloody Mark Guill up front. I don't want any of them guys, man. None of them. Don't want any of them Chelsea players. Terrible. Unless it's Caicedo or Palmer, I don't want them. So that's not where I'm at. I don't want it. So yeah, that's for me a no-no, an absolute no-no. I can't be dealing with that. I cannot be dealing with seeing that. So let's take a little bit of a look at the squad then, shall we? Because a lot of people are saying that this is going to be exciting for Arsenal, this window, getting in a striker and a winger, and then we're ready to go again. Well, let's take a look because right now I see 2 starting 11s, right? Because that's what you need, starting 11 and a backup 11. And let's go through that. Let's go through that. First of all, this is going to be the starting 11. This is going to be the starting 11 right now, without any signings, that is, right? Without any signings. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis-Skelly, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Havertz. That's going to be the 11 that I think will be starting the first game of the season. Even with signings, I still think that'll be the starting 11. Because by the time we get them in, they're going to need settling down, all this rubbish. This is how I've accepted we're lining up with everyone fit, that is, at the start of the season. Now, that isn't good enough to win the league. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that we're going to be taking the league by storm with this 11. I think it's a good 11 that can come second or third again, but it ain't good enough to win the league. So that's the first 11. Let's then look at the backup to each of those positions, right? This one for me is even more interesting. At the moment, this is the only backup that we have in the team, right? People that say, you know, we need a 11 that's going to back it up. Well, we've got some big gaps in this team. Big gaps in this team, right? Big up to DJB. Make sure you're following DJB, Arsenal Huddle, by the way. Yeah, just put in DJB in YouTube and come and support my guy. Absolute legend. Big up to you, man. This is the cover, people, at the moment. And that's if we sign Kepa and Zubimendi that I've put in, yeah? Kepa is in goal. Ben White is our right-sided defender. But apparently he's got to play right-sided centre-back as well. We've got Kivior, who we think could stay, could leave, and that's why we're linked with Harto today. And Calafiori as left-sided cover at defence. So not only are we asking Calafiori to play left-back cover for us and left-sided centre-back cover for us, we're asking Ben White to play. So instead of having 4 defenders, we're having 2 that can cover all of the areas. Tomiyasu, Dan, you've forgotten him. Tomiyasu, you think I'm adding Tomiyasu in here? 1, he ain't fit till 2026. And 2, we all know he's going to get injured again. I ain't putting Jesus in here. Why? Because he ain't fit till January. So there's no point saying we've got Jesus. No, we haven't. Look at the cover we've got, guys. Look at this for cover. Partey is gone, which means we've got no Saliba cover and no Zubimendi cover right now. But Rice can play there. No, he's playing box to box. If he has to go in the 6, who goes box to box? Marino, he can't play there. He has to go up top. Havertz, he can't play there. He has to go up top. Where's Odegaard's number 10 or 8, attacking 8? We don't have one. Ethan, no, you can see where Ethan is. He's Saka's cover. Trossard is the cover for Martinelli. So where the hell are the players? Where's the signings? So look, obviously this is at the moment, which is why you know how many players we've got to go and buy. We've got to buy a striker. We've got to buy up two midfielder players. We've got to buy a centre half. We've got to buy a keeper. Yeah, that's 5. And then we've got to go and get a left winger. So that's what we've got to do. The cover is pathetic, as you can see here. Not good enough, right? Not good enough. So let's make it right. Let's do it. Let's make it right, shall we? Let's make it right. Here is the 11. Let's bring in the players that we want to see. Let's have the dream summer we want, right? Let's not go for Isak. Let's be realistic. We'll put Gyökeres instead of Havertz, right? On the left, we'll put in Rodrigo. And then we will add now some of our cover players on the right hand, on the other page. So that now is our starting 11. We've brought in the 2 players we want. Now, some say they want to change the midfield. Let's keep it realistic. That is our midfield trio. Sorry, it is. That is our midfield trio. That starting 11 is going to be what we want to be seeing if we bring in the left winger and the striker. If someone wants a different left back or a different centre back or a different centre midfielder, fine. But that's going to be on the other page because they ain't starting. Not in Mikel Arteta's eyes. This is going to be the starting 11 if we bring in these 2 players we want. Right? Now, that is a very good front three. In fact, it's an exceptional front three that would scare a lot of people. That is what we want to be seeing. But we don't just want to be bringing in 2 players. We've got to go and cover the other positions now. Right? So let's do that. Let's do that. I know this is a bit of waffling, guys, and a bit of toing and froing, but you'll get my drift in a minute. Okay, so now we've got Havertz. Right? Now we've got Martinelli. Right? Now we've got Waneri and we've got Trossard. Or Martinelli, depending. I don't really like Trossard on the right, but you get my drift. We've got wingers that can play in both, right? Rodrigo can play there, and he probably would play there for Saka, but we've actually got Trossard to add to that mix as well. We've got to put him somewhere, so we can put him there, right? In the central midfield, we want this guy. Lucien Agome is the guy that we're linked with. Seville, 22 years old, Thomas Partey-esque type player, replacement. Fine, bring him in. If that's the one we do. So now we've brought in our 3rd player. Oh, sorry, it's more than that, isn't it? Zubimendi, Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Agome. That's 4, yeah? Now we've got to go and get our keeper, which is Kepa, and we've got to go and get our centre-half, who, as a right-hand side, I think is probably going to be somebody like Mosquera, because he's right-sided. Now we start to fill it, yeah? Add on top of that, if you don't like Trossard and you want Waneri, let's keep him there. And then you bring in Morgan Rogers. Or if you don't want Rogers, you bring in Eze. Oh, why won't that work? There we go. This is how you start to squad build. Oh, he's playing FIFA. Oh, he's playing Football Manager. No, I'm not. I've signed 6 players, 7 players. So then all of a sudden we start to look like we've actually got a bit of a squad. And that is by signing Agome, Eze, Mosquera, Kepa, Zubimendi, Rodrigo and Gyökeres. That's the sort of summer we need to be having. Yeah? And if you want to go and sell players like Trossard, you can go and sell Fabi Vieira, you sell Lokonga, you sell Tavares, you sell Marquinhos now. If you want to go and sell Tomiyasu and Jesus on top of that, you do. This is what happens. So this is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. So then all of a sudden, you look at what you've got squad-wise, and then you've got your first 11, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis-Skelly, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Rodrigo, Gyökeres. And then what you get is your backup 11, which of course then is the one we've just put together, which is the squad players, right? And that is now our squad. Kepa for Raya, White for Timber, Mosquera for Saliba, Kivior for Gabriel, Calafiori for Lewis-Skelly, Gomez for Zubimendi, Eze for Erdegaard, Marino for Rice, Martinelli for Rodrigo, Waneri for Saka, and Havertz up top. You've still got Tomiyasu, Jesus, and you've got Dalman that are going to be your free rotational, versatile type players. That Dalman's going to, we believe, be promoted to the first team because they rate him that highly. That's your 25-man squad. There's your second 11. First 11 has just been shown. That's 22 players. Dalman, Tomiyasu, Jesus, 25-man squad. Go compete in all 4 competitions. That's the way we see it. Oh, it's unrealistic. Why? That's not going to cost you 400, 500 million. Gyökeres is going to cost you, we believe, 70. You got Rodrigo, we've been told, is 80. That's 150. Zubimendi's 50. That's 200 million. Yeah? That's your first team done. Then you go and put the 60 million on Eze. That's 60. That's 260. And then you go and get your centre-half and your Kepa's 5 million. So you're spending 300 million or just under. That's what happens. That's what we got to go and do. You're going to go and spend 100 million. You're not going to do anything. Won't even get you a striker or a winger. That's it. So come on, man. Go and get these players. This is how you do it. This is how you squad build. We've spent more money, by the way, on the likes of Runnison and Fabi Vieira and Pablo Mari and all these players that have gone wrong. We've spent millions on. So that's where I'm at. We've got to go and get these players, man. Go and get them in. Go and get them in. That's what I would do. Some of those targets people might not like. People might not want, Rodrigo. People might not want Gyökeres. People might want Sesko and Williams. People might not want, Lucien Agome. People might want to go and get somebody else. Like, for me, you have to go and get it right. Go and get these players in, man. Go and do it. That's the way I see it. Listen, there's only 400 likes in here. We've got 1.2K in the building. Make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe. And make sure that you've downloaded Match Bingo now. In the corner is the QR code for it. Or click on the link in the description. It will take you straight there. Then you need to credit £5 and you can play tonight. Let me know if you win. A few people have won. Got 4 people that have won £150 now. So make sure that we go and get that done, people, yeah? Match Bingo. Can play in the Club World Cup. It gives you the cards. It ticks it off automatically for you. All you got to do is sit and relax and watch it. So make sure you do that. So big up. Liam says, my bad, just like. Do you know what everyone forgets, mate? You ain't alone. Most people like after the stream. Do it now. Just do it now. So that's where I'm at, man. Who's live that we like at the moment? Who is live that we can redirect to? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Who's live, people? Anybody live? No, doesn't look like there is. Talk Sport are live. I can't really send people over that way. No, nobody's live. Well, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you soon, people. Big up to everyone. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you've got Match Bingo. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going out to the pub now. So we're going to go and have a beer and a drink with the boys down there. And do you know what? Going to have a good night. I'm going to love you and leave you. Hopefully Arsenal sign someone soon. Let's do the super chats because there's a couple I've definitely forgotten before we do get out of here. Liam, big up to you. You talked about Gyökeres. Come back in and said Eze would be a no-brainer to cover the number 10 or 8. That's why I put him in, bro. Totally agree with you. We linked with Norgard, but weirdly, I'll take him. No, I don't want him. That's another guy just to sit in there in a box, try and get his bonks on it. I do not want any more of those. No more Marino-type players. Rumble, newest member. Thank you so much, my bro. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And, yeah, if you do want to become a member, then make sure you click join. Big up to everyone that's here. Make sure you show some love. Like, subscribe. Match Bingo up the top. It's QR code. Let's get going. And, yeah, we'll see you next time. Big up to everyone. We'll see you. We're out of here. Laters.